So the Ellen DeGeneres saga continues. There's still more stuff coming out on this, which I find absolutely hilarious. It's like everybody is turning on Ellen. Everybody is just turning their backs to her. And it's like maybe, just maybe, if you didn't treat everybody like some kind of second-class person or a subhuman or something like that, just maybe this wouldn't be happening. But when you go around for years acting like you're number one, everybody else is trash, lording yourself over people, they're just not going to be there for you when the time comes. And apparently she's furious that her workers are speaking out against her, that other people in Hollywood are speaking out against her, and that all this is happening because she's Ellen DeGeneres. She's a top dog, a leader in Hollywood. But nobody seems to be getting her back. That's what's funny about this. Where are the articles of all these, where are the articles of people in Hollywood coming out to defend Ellen? She's a great person. I love Ellen. Where are the stories of fans that have met her talking about how great it is to meet her, that she's such a kind person? Don't see anything like that. You just see article after article after article coming out talking about how terrible she is. We've got this website, Jezebel, a supposedly feminist website, writing bad stories about her. This should be a website defending her. Not happening. Where's that support? Probably because she's been nasty to people for years. So I found this hilarious. Workers are speaking out against her, and Ellen DeGeneres is furious. This is a little bit of an update to the story I gave you on Saturday, talking about how she's going to walk away. She's going to walk away from her show. And we're going to get more into that because apparently there's a replacement. And there's also more former guests coming out against her, which I think is absolutely hilarious. This article starts off, that be kind BS only happens when the cameras are on, a former employee of Ellen DeGeneres told BuzzFeed News last month. Theirs was only one of many unidentified voices included in the outlet's twin exposes detailing the allegedly toxic, racist, and, this type of stuff going on. Basically, the producers of the show telling employees if they want to save their job, why don't you get underneath the desk? If you know what I'm saying. Why don't you take care of me just a little bit? Apparently that kind of stuff's going on. You can't do that, Ellen. I mean, you're the name of the show. You have to be on top of this. And other people have coming out and saying that she did know. Brad Garrett came out and said, "Oh, it's all a bunch of BS. It's all a bunch of BS." And he has got somebody backing him up, by the way. We'll get to that, too. So while DeGeneres has formally addressed the matter with staff, writing a lengthy apology letter obtained by People on Thursday in which she would appear to be taking responsibility for the Ellen DeGeneres show, purportedly awful work conditions behind the scenes, she is said to be furious. I guess that be kind BS really is for the show. I mean, allegedly. Speaking with Us Weekly on Sunday, an anonymous source claims that the host feels betrayed by the dozens of unnamed workers who spoke out against her. More than that, she's allegedly pissed and reportedly wants out of the show. Now, I reported on that. She does want out of the show, apparently, and we can go right into the next story with that because, that's not going to end up being that big of a deal because apparently they've already got a replacement for her. James Corden set to replace U.S. TV host Ellen DeGeneres following her toxic workplace scandal. Now, what I find funny about this is that it just shows you no matter who you are, there's always somebody that they have in mind to replace you with. You're expendable. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how much you make people. In Hollywood, you're nobody to these people, no matter who you are. And this guy's all ready to go. In fact, $50 million a year they're paying Ellen. Guess what? They'll probably pay him less Though I wonder what kind of stuff's going to come out of, like, what kind of skeletons will come out of his closet. It's Hollywood. There's skeletons in everybody's closet, it would seem. And I feel like people just have this stuff and they just hold it, so they can have leverage over people. Yeah, don't you want those skeletons to stay in the closet when you're going to play ball? I mean, that's kind of been a thing going on in Hollywood for a long time. But anyway, when it comes to Ellen, insiders at the show's network, NBC, claim that Corden, 41, was seen as a long-term successor to Ellen long before the scandal hit the seemingly squeaky clean host. NBC Entertainment Chairman Paul Tegley is part of the executive team overseeing the probes on the claims against the Ellen DeGeneres show and deciding on the future of the Emmy-winning long-running daytime series. The Brit telly boss is a huge fan of James and has him high on his wanted list for talent and a long-term replacement for Ellen should the spot become available, a source told The Sun. Replacing Ellen was always going to be tough, a tough challenge, but he is a natural fit and an easy transition. The issue has fast-tracked everything and made everyone look at the future today. James Corden was being eyed for Ellen's job in the long term before any of this came to light. Now this shocking new development places a spotlight on the next step. So it's funny that they were looking at him to replace her long before this, apparently. That's kind of funny to me, because from what I understand, her show gets good ratings and she's not like at an age where she can't work. She's only like 61. She could probably go another 10 years, to be honest, doing the show if this stuff hadn't been coming out. So it's funny that they were already looking at him long before this went down, and now, poof, this pops up, and they're already floating him. Now, the other part of this story is that he only has 20 months on his contract, and he never re-upped with his Late Late Show, which tells me, just kind of looking outside and looking in here, I think in 2 years they were going to fire her and bring him in to replace her. That's what I think. Now, the long-running rumor in Hollywood is that Ellen is a nasty person and nasty to people, and I would imagine that producers probably don't like her. But hey, you're lining our pockets with money. Cool. We'll keep you around for now. But in 2 years, we'll bring this clown in, this effeminate bozo, and he'll come in, and he'll run the show, and we'll fire you. Of course, they wouldn't fire her. They would come to a mutual understanding, and she would publicly say that she was going to step down, and it's time to move on. Now she's going to step down, and they'll bring him in. They'll probably likely have to buy out his, I think it's CBS he works for. They'll have to buy that contract out, and then he'll come in and replace her. I bet you it's going to happen. That's why you're already hearing about her wanting to leave, and this pops up. This is how things, from what I've seen, always progress, and eventually it's going to be announced. It's just funny. Where does she go from here, and can her brand recover? I don't think so, because now you've got more people coming out and saying that all of this is true. All this is true. You got guests coming out saying, yeah, we were treated horribly. Leah Thompson backs Brad Garrett, says true story that Ellen DeGeneres has treated guests horribly. Leah Thompson agrees with Brad Garrett that Ellen DeGeneres is fostering a toxic work environment on the set of the Ellen DeGeneres show. Sorry, but it comes from the top at Ellen Show. Garrett, who starred on Everybody Loves Raymond, tweeted Thursday, calling out DeGeneres after several former employees came out to describe mistreatment behind the scenes, and DeGeneres offered an emotional apology. No more than one who were treated horribly by her common knowledge. And then Thompson came out and said, true story it is, like Yoda. And her credits, of course, if you want to know who she is, she was Michael J. Fox's mother in Back to the Future. I feel like everybody knows that movie. That should automatically tell you who Leah Thompson is right there. So, interesting. I wonder if more will come out. Now, to be fair, somebody did come out and defend her. Scooter Braun, record executive and manager of clients like Justin Bieber, came out and defended her and say people love to take shots. So there's one person defending her, but for the most part, a lot of people coming out and really just going to town on old Ellen. And I think more and more people are going to come forward now, because this is how this stuff usually starts. Once this stuff is set in motion, because I've seen it a few times now, and people start coming forward, you're going to start seeing more and more. And I wonder, like, how much more juicy stuff is going to come out. Probably a lot. I'd imagine she is probably going to quit her show. She'll have to, because there's a lot of toxicity coming out now. So I'm just counting the days until the story comes out about, James Corden stepping up and becoming the new host of Ellen. They won't call it Ellen. It'll probably become James or something. But you know the problems that's going to cause too. So that'll be funny in itself. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about all this. How do you feel about Ellen DeGeneres? You think that it's going to, this is all going to fly in her face? What are your thoughts on this? Also, if you would, throw a like up, share the video, make sure you still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.